Will Deltarune ever be bigger than Undertale? That's the big question a lot of people are asking. Whether you've been an Undertale fan and you found Deltarune through Undertale, or maybe you just played Deltarune because you found it interesting and you've never even heard of Undertale, will Deltarune's fanbase ever top Undertale's? Hello everyone, this is Justin Trump, and I just want to say, honestly, I think Deltarune's fanbase will eventually top Undertale's fanbase. The reason I think so is because the anticipation that has been building up for the last few years on the release of Chapter 3 and 4 of Deltarune has been so huge. But keep in mind that Toby Fox is currently planning 7 chapters for Deltarune, which in its entirety will definitely be way longer than Undertale ever was. And nowadays, I'm seeing more Deltarune references, Deltarune related videos, and a lot of Deltarune stuff over Undertale stuff now. Sure, Undertale's characters might be more well known to most people, just because it was Toby Fox's first game, and for most people, it's hard to get into Deltarune if you've never played Undertale. But I feel like Toby Fox is going to start going into a direction. I feel like this has been the case for the last few chapters of Deltarune. He's been going in a direction where it feels like it's going to be more something someone can pick up without touching Undertale. Honestly, if you ask me, someone could play Deltarune without even touching Undertale and would understand most of the things that happen. They would find it funny, they would find it entertaining. Obviously, before even playing Deltarune's first chapter, the game makes it clear that the people to play Deltarune, it's meant for people who are familiar with Undertale. So, obviously, that kind of makes it feel like you do have to play Undertale, but to be fair, you really don't have to play Undertale to understand what's going on while playing Deltarune. You know, Deltarune in a way is just Undertale with a lot of its original characters like Undyne, Toriel, Sans. But the thing different about Deltarune is that everything is different. It's not a sequel. It's not a prequel. Maybe there are theories on if it's a prequel or sequel, but nothing is actually canon about the universe. Another thing that I think is very important to mention is that originally Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2 were revealed and directed towards Undertale fans. People who had played the original Undertale and wanted more from the original creator, that being Toby Fox. But now, Chapter 3 and 4's release were directed towards Deltarune fans. Not to mention that there is another 3 chapters confirmed for Deltarune, that is 5, 6, and 7, which will give them so much more time and so much more anticipation to build up the community and bring more people into the Deltarune community, which I think will eventually become bigger than the original Undertale community. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below, how successful do you think Deltarune really is going to be, and if you think it can actually match up to Undertale in any way. Also, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe. This is my first video I am putting up on the YouTube channel, so if you enjoy my videos and you don't want to subscribe, just let me know in the comments too if you think this is good, and if you have any suggestions on how I could change up my videos, just let me know and I will definitely take your suggestions into account. Thank you so much for watching.